Alright peeps, Mr. Prime coming back at you with another Transformer review. Today, the review will be of Generations 2010 Blur. Look at this thing. Looks really good. Now, unfortunately, it almost looks like Blur is just another repaint mold of Drift. But still, all in all, really nice. Down the back. There's his card. And then let's get this puppy open so we can do a review of it. Stay tuned. Alright guys, I got the good old Blur up out of this plastic coffin slash prison, as everybody wants to call it. Now your Generations Blur, it's got the same exact transformation as Drift. So if you know how to transform Drift, you know how to transform Blur. It's really simple. I went ahead and put him in the robot mode now, and then I'll just go ahead and do a transformation. Now, articulation on this guy, he's got, you know, your foot movement up and down, you know, hips, knees, arms can do 360, and then his head, let's see here, yes, head will also do 360. Does not have a waist. Oh no, I love the blue concept of this. We'll set him over here to the side. Here's his big blaster. Really awesome looking. I mean, a very large gun for him to have. Pretty nice. And you can just peg it in here. Now, him, just like as Drift, the doors also have two blasters in it. Let's see if I can go ahead and move his arm here and pull one out. There's one blaster. So you know Blur will never be able to be outgunned with him having two handguns and then this really long, I'm gonna call it a sniper blaster. This thing is very large. You know, it's about the same length as Drift's katana sword. But very awesome looking, very awesome. Now here's just a little side comparison. You got Drift and Blur side by side. The only difference on these guys is, well, you know, of course, Drift has got to have the Autobot logos there on his shoulder joints. Blur does not. But on Drift, if you notice, the head mold for Drift is a little bit different than Blur's. My camera won't, you know, show you the difference in the head, but you might get just a little blurry here, guys. As you can tell on Blur, he's got like this little top piece, and then on Drift, he's got more like of a stealth ninja look on his head. Other than that, bodies are, you know, the exact same. But enough of Drift. We'll go ahead and set him aside, because right now we're concentrating on Blur. Blur's got real nice light blue here, some dark blues, lighter blue, some white, Autobot logo right in there. His vehicle mode looks really nice. You know, he's got the blackout headlights, some tail lights, blacked out windows and such. Just an all-round awesome looking figure. If you love Drift, you'll love Blur. Now, let's go ahead and pull out his other handgun blaster here, and we'll holster it right here inside the door, just exactly like Drift's when you're putting in his two swords, except you don't have to worry about folding anything. Now let's put this guy back into vehicle mode. First, what we're going to do is get rid of the blaster, and then where we want to start off first? Well, let's start off at the arms. You're going to want to tuck the arms up in like so, making sure you rotate the fist back out, pointing outwards, and then just bring it up in there. Same thing with the other side. Make sure you take and rotate his fist first so the thumb and stuff is pointing to the outside where his tires are at. Then just go ahead and bring these back up, and then just tuck everything right up inside the fenders. So there we have it so far. Looking good, looking good. Now, rotate. Pop his chest loose, the windshield. You want to rotate that back, get it out of the way. And then let's bring in his fenders. Bring in the fender. Now, the hood is on a ball joint, double jointed, right in there. So you can see the double joints. All of those do on the other side will allow the hood, snap it back in. And then there's several pegs. There is, peg hookup right in here, some pegs right in here. But then on the reverse side of Blur, there is this little latch thing right here. So it's kind of almost a tricky thing. You want to start first by doing the ones up front, rotate it around, and then just snap it together on the back side. There we have it so far. Not too bad. Pretty simple. Now, leg wise, all you're going to do is well, maybe we won't push the feet in first. Rotate them around. Rotate. Yep. It's still stiff, so just be careful with it. Rotate them up and around. Around. You want to go ahead and bring your windshield back up front. Like so. Straighten out the feet. Now a little more. Until you hear that. This is that little snapping. There you have. Little click, click. Bring the doors back up. To where it almost looks like you're opening up your own car doors. And then we're just going to want to tuck in the feet underneath the front windshield section. Peg everything together because look real closely, you got a peg back here in the back with another peg. Some pegged up holes. I'm just now noticing it's got a little bit of a paint defect right there. I'll fix that. Then on the other side, here's the pegs with the holes. We're just going to peg them together. Make sure you give it a good squeeze. Push it together, like front to back. And then just go ahead and start working on your doors. Your doors are going to have some pegs right in here that are going to peg into the side. Same thing with your side. You got the same pegs. Well, if you push the gun in all the way, it might help if that way you can get it all lined up. Alright. I think it's looking very good so far. Now, if you notice right here in the back, just like drift, it's got the two peg systems. Push it and squeeze it until you hear that snapping. And then, to me, you're all set. Vehicle mode, just like drift. It looks sleek, rolls awesome on the desk. I love how they do the dark blue paint scheme on the bottom with the light, and then it just keeps getting a lighter blue until you get this white racing stripe down the top with the Autobot logo. Now, it gives you a section, just as on drift, on the bottom. You want to put the rifle like so, the long rifle. there's this section right here, and then there's like a little section right here where you're going to just snap it right in. Now on the rifle, the white section here is going to connect right in here on the rifle, and then the opposite here. As you can tell, we got an emergency chopper flying over us. And it's flying pretty low. Just go ahead and peg it in, and this gives him his exhaust effect. Very awesome. There is no really set way of how you want to set in his blaster. It doesn't matter. You can vice versa, so on. It still will fit. All it does is just gives your tailpipe a different, your tailpipe right there, just a different outlook. There you have my version of Generations Blur. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned to another Transformer review, and I hope you guys rate, sub, and comment. And don't forget to support your TF community and your action figure reviewers in general. This is Mr. Prime signing out. Peace.